Hi everyone, in this lesson we will learn how to talk about deductions, which is to talk about things we believe to be true. Let's first begin with a model dialogue, and afterwards we will explain all the expressions in detail. John's late for the meeting. He's usually on time. He must be stuck in traffic. He could be at home. Maybe he's sick. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. Now, this dialogue is between two work colleagues, and they are talking about another colleague who is late for the meeting. First, person B said this about John. He's usually on time. He's usually on time. The phrase on time means to arrive somewhere at the correct time and not be late. It's commonly used with the verb to be, as in this sentence, but it can also be used with the verb to arrive and also to get, which is commonly used to talk about arriving somewhere. So we can say something like, I arrived on time, or I got to the office on time. For this lesson, we will practice using the verb to be. Let's do a speaking practice of this sentence. He's usually on time. He's usually on time. Excellent job, well done. Let's now take a look at how we can talk about deductions, things we believe to be true. He must be stuck in traffic. He must be stuck in traffic. One of the common ways of talking about deductions is by using the modal verb must. After must, we use a verb to say what we believe to be true in the present. When we use must, we are talking about strong deductions, things we strongly believe to be true. And in the dialogue, person B first said, he's usually on time. So based on this knowledge, the speaker strongly believes there must be a good reason why John is late for the meeting. And that reason is that he is stuck in traffic. The word traffic refers to cars on the road. And to talk about being on the road among lots of other cars, we use the past tense of the verb stick, stuck, and say stuck in traffic. Here are a few more example sentences. He must know we have a meeting. He must be working from home. He must be away on a business trip. Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of these sentences. He must be stuck in traffic. He must know we have a meeting. He must be working from home. He must be away on a business trip. Excellent job, well done. Let's now take a look at another way of talking about deductions. He could be at home. He could be at home. Another common way of making deductions is by using the modal verb could. And after could, we can use a verb to make a deduction about the present situation. When we use could, we are making deductions about things we think are true but are not sure. And this uncertainty is supported by person A's next statement as he says, maybe he's sick. We can also use the modal verbs may and might to make similar kind of deductions, to talk about things we think are true. Let's take a look at a few more example sentences. He could be at the doctor's. He could be in the office. He could be on annual leave. In English, when we say someone is at the doctor's, we are usually talking about someone visiting the GP's office, which is like your local clinic. So you are not at a big hospital, but at a small clinic. Then we have this phrase on annual leave. Now, annual leave refers to holidays from work, which is paid for by the employer. And this is usually determined by a certain law within that country. So when we say someone is on annual leave, it means that they are not at work and that time away from work is paid by the employer. Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of these sentences. He could be at home. He could be at the doctor's. He could be in the office. He could be on annual leave. Great job, well done. Lastly, let's take a look at another way of talking about things we believe to be true. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. Now the key phrase in this sentence is seem to be. In general, we use the verb seem to talk about how something appears, and it's often followed by an adjective to describe how something appears. So we're saying that I think this is true based on what I see, but I'm not 100% sure. When we say seem to be, the meaning is quite similar, but the key difference is that when we use seem to be, our statement is more objective meaning, and it's more based on facts and evidence, so therefore more likely to be true. And in this sentence, what the person believes to be true is that John is in good health. The phrase in good health means that someone is healthy. They are not ill. We often use preposition in plus noun to say the condition that person or thing is in. Here are a few more example sentences. John seemed to be in discomfort yesterday. John seemed to be in good mood yesterday. John seemed to be upset yesterday. So we can use in plus noun to talk about the condition or the mood the person is in. Or we can use adjectives like upset after to be to describe that person. Let's now do a speaking practice of these sentences. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. John seemed to be in discomfort yesterday. John seemed to be in good mood yesterday. John seemed to be upset yesterday. Excellent job, well done. Let's listen to the whole dialogue again. John's late for the meeting. He's usually on time. He must be stuck in traffic. He could be at home. Maybe he's sick. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of this dialogue. As always, we will do 2 speaking practices and all the lines will be on the screen. So when it's your turn, please read the line and participate in the dialogue. Let's begin. John's late for the meeting. He could be at home. Maybe he's sick. He's usually on time. He must be stuck in traffic. John seemed to be in good health yesterday. Fantastic effort today, well done. Okay, so in this lesson, we learned how to talk about deductions, things we believe to be true, using various kinds of modal verbs. The next lesson is the speaking drill lesson, and I will see you again in the lesson after that. Bye-bye.